Okay, I'm back this morning. I'm so sorry. Um, my phone it fell off of the tripod thing that I keep it on. So I'm so sorry, but I am okay over here. So don't get worried. I'm okay over here in this house. um, but I wanted to share with you all this morning that something that was so touching to me. And when I share it with you, it's going to really touch your hearts because when God, when God speaks to you in very subtle ways and say things to you to say to someone else, it's I don't know, I can't explain it. I just know that I know that God is real. And so, listen here. Every now and then, my late husband, I hear his voice that from when he was sick and you know getting ready to transfer off of this side of heaven. And so he would, as I moved around in the house, and this is nothing to make you sad, this is something to show you how God works. And all of us have had losses, but what my late husband showed me is that just rejoice. There'll come a point when you rejoice in what God has done and only God can do, right? So the last words that he said before he stopped talking, he said, "You know I love you, right?" And I said, "Yeah, I know." He said, "No, I need you to know that I love you." And I said, "I know." And then guess what, y'all? So I'm there on last night. Just I was so tired last night, and it was raining. And I was just thinking about something that happened to me yesterday at work. And it kind of got next to me, right? So I hear his voice. "You know I love you, right?" And tears begin to run down my face. Nothing sad again. It's just the joy of knowing that people that you feel like, they gone, and sometimes your heart gets heavy. That's mothers, fathers, spouses, children, what have you, because all of us have lost somebody. And all of us have lost a few people. And then there are some people who we are looking at and we know that they're very ill. And at some point it will come to that, right? But what God reminded me through that was to dry your tears. Because you know I love you, right? That's what God reminded me. Even though when I heard my husband's voice, because of he knows my frustration and how I feel sometimes, and but he taught me to be so strong and not to let things and people take me down. And even when he was alive, he would say, when I'd come in the house and I'd be so frustrated, and he would say, "You know I love you, right? I know you know I love you, right?" And then he would just hold me, coming through the kitchen door, hearing my frustration when I'm talking to somebody on the phone about how I was treated. And those magical words of, "You know I love you, right?" So yesterday, as I'm sitting there, I thought I had forgotten about this incident on yesterday. But, sometimes we walk away from things and then we have time to think about it. And so that frustration arises again. But that small still voice that say, you know I love you, right? Comforted me so much to the point where I just dozed out. Like I closed out the rest of the world. See, I'm talking about something that all of us are talking about, but we might not be saying what we really saying. When things are going on in our life, we don't have to be down about it, because it's somebody that loves us still in heaven. They love us. Grandma, great grandmas, mamas and daddies and brothers and sisters that have gone on, and spouses and other people. And they're telling us in small, still voices, you know I love you, right? You know I love you, right? It's not a sad thing. It makes me happy and excited to know that he never left me, really. He always with me right in here. He's always with me. And there are some people, and I don't know who they are in your life right now, that's whispering to you out of everything that you're going through. They're saying, you know I love you, right? That mama that's gone on, she said, you know I love you, right? That daddy that's gone on into glory, you know I love you, right? Your big brother, your baby brother, they in heaven, but they say, you know I love you, right? That means so much. And they're trying to let you know, don't let these situations on this side of life get you down. It don't matter what they do, because you know what? You got some people on this side rooting for you, and you got some people in heaven that's rooting for you and telling you, no matter what they do to you, you know I love you, right? You know I love you. You got to believe that. You got to trust that God is still on your side. No matter how much and how bad people might treat you. And sometimes the very people that you love so much can hurt you so bad. But you know what? Those people, those that have gone on, have etched things in your mind to tell you to keep moving. I love you, right? I love you. Some of us have lost husbands, have lost wives, that are still sending messages to us through heaven. Grandma sending messages through heaven saying, I love you, right? You know that, don't you? You know that I'm watching over you. You know that I see you. You know that no matter what, I love you. I'm telling y'all, that's something about those words that I was reminded of on yesterday. I don't care how deep you go in life in your pain. Don't you never go so deep in your pain that you forget that there are people that love you. I got some people in my everyday life, I'm talking about on this side. And I want y'all to know I love you, right? You know I love you. I don't have to see you every day. I don't have to talk to the phone on the phone with you every day. We don't have to kick it every day. But I want you to know that I love you, right? I pray that you know that I love you. Because to love people, to really love people, you don't have to keep proving yourself time and time again. They ought to just know that you love them, even when you're not right there in their face. My late husband is no longer on this side, but I know that he still watches over me. I know that he loves me. I know that before he left here, he loved me. My mom and daddy, they loved me. My youngest brother, my oldest brother, they loved me. And they had some people, and they still got some people that they whispering to them, I love you, right? You know that. You might have your differences. You don't always agree. You don't always see eye to eye, but that does not define the love that you and those people who have gone on to glory had. Yeah, you had your differences, but you know what? So beautiful about it, God. I'm talking about God. I ain't talking about man. I'm talking about God. Every now and then allows you to hear their voice telling you, I love you, right? You know I love you, right? Those of you on here this morning, right here, on here this morning looking at me, I want you to know I love you, right? I love you. And I say that deep from my heart. And some people that, I pray that when you do tune in, see, it's some people I'll never meet in my life that supports me on social media. I want you to know, because you decided that you want to see a young lady from Texas get up in the mornings to share some words of inspiration and encouragement. I love you. I love you for that. I love you because you think enough of me to say, to make me feel like what I'm saying, I'm only saying what God lays on my heart, because I talk about what the street's talking about, and then God gives me how to put that to reach you, to let you know that he loves you. He'll never do nothing to hurt you. And no, you don't always agree with the things and the decisions that God makes, but he loves you. And the beauty of what I experienced on yesterday, and my late husband does that often. He whispers in my ear often. I hear his voice often. Because one thing about it, he taught me how to be strong. See, he made me better. Not that I was a bad person. He just made me better. Because his philosophy was that if I'm not adding to your life, why am I in your life? And if I ever treat you less than wonderful, I don't have no business in your life. Let me say that again, because we need to be reminded of us, man, woman, boy, girl. Anytime somebody treats you less than wonderful, why are they in your life? Why are they in your life? If they can't treat you wonderful, they don't need no other reason that they want to be in your life. Only that is enough. I just want to treat you wonderful and never treat you like you are less than wonderful. That's something that my late husband would always remind me. When I get to that point, you don't have no business with me. But you know I love you, right? So listen here. I want to get to this part, because this is just simply beautiful. Even more exalting than that. Look here. As I was thinking about that, I went on off to sleep, and God was restoring me, right? Because that's what he do with us when we lie asleep. He's cleaning us up, right? So I get up to get ready to come on this morning. And God says, tell them I love them. I want you to tell them I love them. I want you to remind them I have not left them. I want you to remind them, I don't care who get on there this morning. You tell them that even if nobody gets on, tell them that I said that I love them. So God sends a message through me to tell you that he loves you. See, because what that shows me, that God knows that there are many of us out here who are facing some frustrations, who are facing some pains, who are facing some discouragement, who are facing some illnesses, who are facing some financial situations. We just facing some stuff. We up against some stuff. But God said to tell you, I love you. I love you, right? You know I love you, right? Just imagine God saying that. I'm talking about with tears running down your eyes. With tears running, stop back and see one thing God reminded me about. See, we walk around like we so strong, like nothing can get next to us. And then this is what we say to people. And we know that everything is not all right. The first thing that we say to people, and that might have been the people that God sent to help you. Because see, just like that coin that was in that fish's mouth, see, God got a word in somebody's mouth for you. But see, when people see you and they want to give you what God laid on their heart for you, you tell them, I'm too blessed to be stressed. And they going on about their business. Because at that time, God wanted you to lay it all out on the line because he had something he wanted to say to you. See, we got to get off of these high horses and acting like nothing getting next to us because we are Christian. Well, guess what? I am too. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to always be human. And sometimes things get next to me. And I need God to talk to me. And I need to hear some words from him. And how does he get that to me? Through other people. Through other people. Them people that came up to you and just hugged you. I mean, like you ain't even know them. And you ever had somebody just come up to you and say, I just want to give you a hug. I know you don't know me and I don't know. I just want to give you a hug. You ever had that done to you? I have. You know what? At that moment, that was God speaking to you. He said, you need this. And I gave it to that woman that wanted to hug you. I gave it to that man that just simply wanted to just hug you. That's what I sent them to do. To let you know that I love you, right? You know that I love you, right? Ask yourself how many times you have pushed people away. Because them people already knew. God had already showed them that something wasn't right. But see, you trying to make the world think you got it all together. But God said this morning, laid on my heart, you tell them, whether they accept it or not, you tell them that I love them. I love them above their frustrations. I love them above their pain. I love them above their failures. I love them above their finances. I love them above some of the wrong decisions that they made when I was speaking to them and they didn't listen to me and they went the other way. They didn't go the way that I told them to go, but I still love them. God say, I love you. And you know that, right? You know that. God is speaking to us each and every day because he knows there's some frustrations on our minds and on our hearts. And he said, but you keep trying to make the world think that you got it so together. And you know every time you get to that house, you breaking down. You can't get to that car fast enough without breaking down. You know what they did to you. You know some stuff that people doing to you right now. Got your heart in knots. It's some stuff people doing to you right now. And you know what? I don't care how you try to hide it. God knows about it. He knows all about it. But what he's saying to you, I just want you to talk to me. I want you to meditate and see my hand on that situation. Don't go lock yourself up in your houses. You know, because that's what we do. Don't go separating yourself from the rest of the world, because that's what we do. Don't go trying to handle those situations on your own, because that's what we do. He said, give them to me. Just give them to me. Because I love you, right? Do you believe? My question to you this morning, do you believe that God loves you? Because he told me to tell you that he loves you. Do you believe that God loves you? See, you got to believe that. It don't matter what I say. You got to believe that he really loves you. It don't matter. You don't need God don't need the approval of the world to love you. God don't need the approval of your family members to love you. God don't need the approval of your friends to love you. And you don't need their approval either for God to love you. Because sometimes we try to love people that just don't love us. Let me say that again. And see, the reason why I'm saying it, because God know that it's true, because God laid it on my heart. Stop trying to love people that don't love you. You investing in people and getting no return. Getting absolutely no return. And sometimes, guess what? Sometimes that's family. You loving them. But see, let me tell you something. But God said, don't nobody love you more than I love you. Why you keep on investing in that? Don't nobody love you like I love you. Can't nobody love you like I love you so much I gave up my only begotten son. Whether you want to believe it or not. That's how much I love you. That's how much I adore you. That's how much I'm lonely to hear your voice, to talk to me. I just want to walk with you for a little while. And I want to remind you that, you know what? You belong to me. I'll never do nothing to hurt you. I'll never do anything to discourage you. I'll never do anything to frustrate you. All I want to do is just love you, right? That's all God want to do is love you. And God don't need nobody else's approval to love you. And if people got to have approval from other people just to love you, you might not want that love. See, some things you just, I've heard the saying, in fact, my daughter posted it on yesterday. All money is not good money. Well, all love is not good love. Because some love is not real. Because see, let me tell you about good love. Good love will go all the way to the grave with you. Yes, it will. Good love be right there when you get sick. Not just when you up and walking around and you can do for yourself and you got your health and strength. They say, good love say, I'm right here with you. I'm right here with you. I remember my late husband when his health started declining. And I was sitting on the bedside and he was laying in the bed. And he said, you know what? I'm just so glad that God chose you to love me. Because as all of us get older and our health changes, this him telling this to me, one of our concerns was somebody be there to help me. He's telling me this. He's telling me this. But I want to thank you right now for loving me. In all of this, I don't have to put on no airs. I don't have to do for you what I used to could do for you, because we used to travel a lot. And he did street ministry. And I'm talking traveling from state to state. And the things that we did was so vibrant. And we enjoyed one another. And we talked from state to state because we both were talkers. And we laughed. We did those things together. But at the end of the day, he said, I know I don't have to, but I want to say thank you for loving me. This is where you show the real love. This is where you show the real love. See, I can't walk no more. You got to help me get up. And you right here. And you don't grumble and complain about it. You right here. And I see you. I see you when you sitting and your mind is miles away. But I want you to know that I'm going to be all right and you going to be all right too. Because God done what God done in me. He emptying me. But he still got some stuff he got to do with you. So you got to keep going. And you going to be all right because I done taught you everything that I could teach you. I'm talking about what my late husband told me. I done taught you everything that I had in me. I done poured it into you. So you gonna be all right. Because when a man loves a woman, all right, now y'all heard the song. Because when a man loves a woman, he trying to teach her everything. He gonna pour everything that he got in him. He gonna pour that into her when he really love her. Not just talking about he love her. I mean like really love her. He gonna pour everything he got. And I can sit here this morning and tell you that my husband poured everything that he could into me. He done that for me. For this little old girl here named Alexa that he thought so much of. That he thought so much of. And his last words, and he never said anything else. He just watched me with his eyes. He just watched me as I was preparing something for him to eat. Because he was afraid. He got to the point he was afraid to eat. And my sister-in-law would make these smoothies for him. Homemade smoothies for him. And that's all you could get him to do was to drink that because everything was crushed up, right? Y'all have taken care of people that was sick. And y'all know when they getting ready to get up out of here. Y'all know that. All of us know that they lived a while. But you know what? He had enough breath left in him to say to me, sweetie, would you look at me? I just need you to look at me. And I turned around. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. He said, I know, you know I love you, right? I knew at that time. I didn't want to admit it. But I knew at that time it's coming to an end. I knew it. I didn't want to face it. But I knew it. Because out of every time that he said that, it never sounded like the final time. But that time, I knew it was different. It was different. When he said, you know I love you, right? You know I love you. And just like he said that, I'm telling y'all, I want y'all to believe this. God say, tell them I love them. I'm looking at them. I see what they're going through. I see their pain. I see their frustration. Tell them I love them. Tell them I love them. Tell them I haven't forgotten about them. Tell them those things that they worried about. Put that to the side. I got that. I got that. I already fixed that. I already fixed that broken heart. I already fixed that. I already fixed that loneliness. I already fixed that. That weariness. I fixed that. They can stop worrying now. I fixed that. I already fixed it. Because I covered them in blood. Them people that's talking about you, God say He already fixed that. Those people that you said something to and they misunderstand you, He said, I already fixed that. I already fixed it. I just need them to know. And I want you to remind them, because I'm sending it through you this morning. I love you. God say, I love you. If you only knew how much I love you. Because when people love you, they go to the end with you. When it gets rough, they don't turn their back on you. They go to the end with you. It's nothing that they wouldn't do for you. If I got to feed you, I'm going to feed you. If your vision get bad, I'm going to be your sight. Just hold on to me. Just hold on to me. I remember saying that to my husband. You just hold on to me. He said, baby, my hands are so weak. I said, that's okay. I got 2 hands. So my hands going to be my hands in your hands. He said, baby, I can't remember some stuff. Like I used to remember. That's okay. I got you on that front too. Because I told you, we're going to travel this road together. I wasn't playing when I said that. We're gonna travel this road together. And I remember when he went from the walker to the wheelchair. And my husband was a very, very strong person. Personality and all. And I saw God emptying him. Not in a bad reason, for a bad reason. He was emptying him to take him home with him. And I remember saying, God, I love him so much. I love him so much. And you know what God whispered to me? But you don't love him more than I do. Nobody can love you more than God can. Nobody. I watched my son-in-law when my daughter disease first started. I watched him, how he would just work and make sure. When I say work, I'm talking about taking care of her, making sure that he washed the clothes, he go make the clothes. He took on her role. And then her vision, she couldn't hardly see. So she would have to hold on to him. And I watched him take care of her. And that I even did it myself. When she said, Mama, can I just hold your shoulder? I said, you can hold me however you want to. I'm Mama. And we go out to the public. And you know, people pass judgments on you. This is my daughter that I got to hold on to like this. And they making comments. Come on, y'all know how people are. But you know what? I love my daughter. I don't care what nobody say. See, it's some people in your life. You ought to stop thinking about everything everybody else got to say. And you know what? And take care of them people and love them people and nurture them people. And I do that for anybody that I love. Because real love. Come on here. Real love is with you to the end. And the end don't always mean death. It just means we hit a rough spot. My sister-in-law Joanne, she's on here this morning. She was with my brother to the end. I'm talking to the end, all the way. When he couldn't even walk no more, she was lifting him. She was trying to transfer him from the bed to the wheelchair. I'm talking about real love. I ain't talking about this playing stuff. It's easy for folks to love you when they don't have to do nothing for you. That's easy. But I'm talking about when you got to feed them because they don't have enough strength to feed themselves. I'm talking about when you got to be their sight because they losing their vision. I'm talking about when the pain in them and the frustration in them, because they know that they can't, they losing their own health and they can't control it. Because God is in control of it. I'm talking about when you doing them things, trying to pick up somebody that you know, you trying to hold them up. You know they heavier than you. Because men are solid. Even a woman is solid when she don't have her regular strength, or he don't have his regular strength. You got to love people to the end. That's real love. Calling me on the phone every day, that don't justify your love. I'm talking about when your back is up against the wall and they still on your mind. You know some people in your life that you've loved like that, and you still love, that's on this side with you today. When your back is up against the wall, they say, no, we got this. And you know I love you, right? I'm telling you, God can do some magnificent things. He does. God, love is an action word. And that's what God is saying to us this morning. Pass your tears. God say, I love you, right? You know I love you, right? You know I love you. Because I'm in this thing all the way to the end. And so yesterday, when I'm in my moment, because I only allow myself 15 minutes to be in the moments like that of frustration. Then I got to get up and move, right? So I'm there. I'm lying on the bed, looking at my favorite show I record every day, my wife and kids. And I think about what was happening down at the job. And the tears began to roll down my face when I heard my husband's sweet voice say, you know I love you, right? And that was only a reminder. Girl, get up and keep moving. I'm still here with you. My love still surrounds you. And y'all know this morning, before we get off of here, y'all know there's some people that they love is still surrounding you. Grandma love still surrounding you, Vic. Mama's love is still surrounding you, Crystal and Gail and all of those of you on here this morning. They still got you. They still got you. And I want y'all this morning, Joanne, just say to yourself, even though your husband gone on the other side, he still got you. Close your eyes for a minute and hear their voices say these words. You know I love you, right? You know I love you, right? And then listen to God. Listen to God. Listen to him. He's saying it to you right now. You know I love you, right? I thank God for each and every one of you on this morning. And I'm glad that you allow me to pour out what God laid on my heart. Because God really do love you. And he wants to remind you. And he sent those words through me. God don't care about how much you got or don't got. He not worried about your money. He not worried about your houses. He not worried about your cars. He's concerned about you. Knowing that whatever you need, he already got that. He already, because see, in your losses is some wins. That's right. In all of your losses are some wins. All right? And yes, sister-in-law, yes, you did. You loved him to the end. Yes, you did. And I know that for a fact. And I know he still whispers in your ears. I love you. You know that, right? Oh, God bless us all. Before I get off of here this morning, I got a few announcements for you all. We have the Jacqueline's Life Well Lived will be on tonight. On that's her YouTube channel. That's my technical director on my podcast channel, which is on YouTube, Electric James Inspirational Talks. But she is having her session on tonight, on transferring from public school system to college, making that transfer. But also those who are in public school can also tune in. So everybody's welcome to go on Jacqueline's Life Well Lived. And she used to work with me, and she retired out, and she did instruction as well as a counselor, and she's written over 20 books. So she don't never talk about that, but I do, because, that's part of her credentials. And I'm proud of her for that and in that. And so she'll be on tonight. And then we have Miss April James over the owner and operator of the Attic, Queen's Attic, the boutique, and she does hair as well, wonderful stylist. But overall, she's an entrepreneur. She is known across the state of Texas. I do know that because so many people have shared that with me. But and I know that she has a wonderful business. And she's a wonderful entrepreneur, and has also been a mentor to many others. So please tune in on tomorrow night on Electric James Inspirational Talks. Go on and subscribe. I'm supposed to tell people that. My daughter and them be telling me, and my nieces and them be, you have to ask people to subscribe to your channel. Okay, so I'm asking y'all to subscribe to my channel so that you can go on and you can listen to all of the videos that's on there. Again, that's Electric James Inspirational Talks on the YouTube channel. And I'm going to let Ms. April Jones tell her own story. I love my guests when they agree to come on. I get so excited because through the interviews, they not only touch my heart, they are touching hearts around the world. And so if you would like to come on for an interview, you too can come on. I'm welcoming everybody 0 to 100 can come on, because your passion deserves to be shared with the world. Because once you on YouTube, you on there forever. Okay, you are on YouTube forever once you come on and do that interview. And so I tell people this all the time. I love hearing other people's stories, and you have a story too. And I told someone the other day, a young lady I was talking to, is that we all are sermons. We just sermons walking around. All of us, we are sermons. Okay, so don't be afraid to tell your story. Stop hiding your story. And some of you on here this morning, Crystal and Vicky, y'all been on Electric James Inspirational Talks. Y'all know how that go. We have wonderful unscripted conversations. So I just love that. I just love it. And then and I'm always excited, and I'm looking for more people to come on and share their story. Stop hiding your story. Your story is just as important as anybody else's. Anybody else's. And all of us have a story. So tonight is 7 o'clock. I hope I gave the right time out initially for Jacqueline's Life Well Lived. Tune in if you can on her YouTube channel. And then it is very interesting. And then mine is on tomorrow night, my interview with Miss April Jones, owner and operator of Queen's Attic, in her boutique, and so. But I'm gonna let her tell her own story. I love saying that when I talk, or then I be talking about different guests that's gonna be coming, because I really do. That's how I really feel. I want you to come on and tell your own story. That's why you coming on. You don't need me to tell your story because I don't know your story. Okay, so, and then mine is tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Now, I have another announcement to make. I'm going to be we have a scholarship. It's a scholarship fund that myself and some other ladies put together after my husband passed away, in his remembrance as part of his legacy. In fact, Crystal is on here this morning, and she's one of those individuals that helped bring that together. And so we're going to do it virtually this year on June 2nd. I had the date wrong. It's June 2nd. And we'll have 5 recipients of the scholarship this year. So excited about it. So that's on June 2nd, because there will not be a podcast after this week. I don't have a guest on the following week, but on June 2nd, we'll be doing that podcast live with the virtual scholarship, Michael James Scholarship Fund. And so I generally do it out of my home, but since the pandemic and everything, we're going to do it virtually. So I pray that you could even tune into that on June 2nd. Okay. So anyways, and that's going to be at my podcast are always at 6, and my technical director, hers is at 7 on Tuesdays. So I enjoyed talking to everyone this morning. I got to get up from here, get ready for work, and just keep it moving. But you know I love you, right? Y'all have a wonderful day. Okay. Bye-bye.